Hello and welcome to this video speedrun guide of the any percent route for one person, one controller for Guacamelee Gold Edition. The first thing you'll notice, even before we start, is that the language is in French. This is because as you progress dialogue boxes manually through the game, the language that has the least dialogue boxes is French. So yeah, that's why we do it that way. First we have Tequila Tower. One toast. There's no real trick to this, just do it pretty much how you see it. Now, first sort of tech that we need to cover is the fact that Juan slows down when he's going up or down slopes, and you can offset this by jumping. Now you can buffer a jump to make sure you jump on the exact frame you land. If I jump here and hold it down, I will just land normally, but if on my descent I press it again and hold it down, he'll do another full jump the second he hits the floor. A lot of the inputs can be buffered throughout the game. Here we're going to do the first glitch, called the SDG or select door glitch. We're going to select new game, start the game again, and set our warp point to Pueblo. And when we pause and quit, we skip the church cutscene. Now here's where we're gonna have to go through this cutscene normally. Gonna have to die. Not really much to be said at this point. Okay, now when you regain control of one, you can pause and quit, and immediately takes you back to Pueblo. If you do it any earlier, the guy that would stop you from going in El Presidente's mansion would still be here where one is, and would stop you from progressing any further right. Now we wait until one's feet are up off the ground before pausing and quitting. This takes us back to Pueblo. Now that roll I did off the stairs, well off the platform there, was a buffered roll. Whenever the game's loading you can buffer an input, whether it be to activate the old mech menu or just a roll in the next area you're in. So when the loading bar starts moving after you pause and quit, you can hold left and roll, and the first thing you do is roll left. Saves an extra second or two. Again, what we were doing there, rolling is faster than jumping, faster than walking. Now you can roll, and if you jump at any point during that roll animation, you will continue the same horizontal speed, but you can do it almost instantly if you're going up slopes like this, and that will negate as much slow down from the slope as possible while maintaining rolling speed. I'll go for our first arena here. If you get a jump, you can jump up and meet the green skeleton head on. It's wise to try and kill him before he hits the floor, because although he is a green skeleton, for no good reason he has the AI of a yellow skeleton, so it would be just as dodgy and annoying to deal with. The rest, however, are exactly how you see them in the game. A 3 hit and a throw down. Same again. You want to end up in the centre as quick as possible after each of these combos. Being in the centre is where it will be for the next stage of this arena triggers. So whenever you defeat a skeleton, try and get to the centre as fast as possible. This is just a dodging tutorial. That was a fast combo technique, which I'll go over now. Okay, I'm going to go to Templar Rain for this part. Let's just get rid of this annoyance here. As you can see, this yellow skeleton has a green shield, so I can punch him all day without actually killing him, which is brilliant. Now for the fast combat, as you can see me doing here, I can keep him in this as long as I want, pretty much. And there is a trick to it. First you need to get your enemy who you want to combat off their feet. It's preferable to do it with a luchador lift, which is just up and X. And then as soon as you connected with that, you want to roll and jump and then start a 3-hit combo. As you can see at the end of a 3-hit combo, the last hit sends them flying. You can just do the same thing again after the 3rd hit connects. You can roll, jump and keep on going until that enemy is dead. May want to end with a flourish if you wish, but that's the basic principle of it. It holds hard to pin down enemies, and then the 90% run, the yellow skeleton, is the hardest one to pin down. As far as I can think of, no other enemy can just dodge you at will. So yeah, there is that. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Okay, welcome back. We'll continue with the run. Now's the time just to make your way through the forest, or to the forest rather. Excuse me. We want to change our costume to the Alabrije costume. Best to go for the female one, and because there's just 2 spaces to the left. Now briefly here I'll cover the buffered techniques. If I buffer a roll now, that's the first thing I do before anything else will be roll. Allows you to get moving instantly. It's good to know if you're going to warp to an Olmec head. You can buffer the Y button and immediately trigger the menu sequence for that if you need to warp, which we will do later in the game. And this is Puma Man. Whenever a character asks you a question, it's always quicker to say no. There's only 2 instances of it here and at the first boss fight at Shitabe. Ooh. Now I'll go over roughly what I just did there to drop down fast. Over here. Now what you can do, it's very much the same as roll jumping to maintain your horizontal momentum, But if you hold down while you're rolling and then jump, you should maintain your horizontal momentum going through a platform. Just a side note, if you do continue to hold down, as you saw there, you will lose your speed. So I'll just do this. See, I didn't get very far off the platform at all there, whereas then I did. The second you're through the platform, then start holding the direction you want to go. This arena is pretty simple. Start the one on the left, then the one on the right. Okay. Now, a way to speed up this part of the run, as you can see, well, with jumping you can actually control it, how high you go, to an alarming degree of accuracy. If you see there, a full jump barely gets me to that platform, and I can get pretty close without actually going on it. It's the same with these. If you notice, if I do a full jump, there's a little bit of descent in each of the jumps, and that can be kind of slow. But what you want to do is jump just high enough to get to the platform, and that will speed you up quite a bit. Okay, the next SDG we're going to do here if it works, there we go. You want to get to the main menu as soon as possible, preferably before Goatman starts talking, and then you want to move the mouse to the right of the screen. So the second he starts to talk, you can just hammer the Y button to progress dialogue. You don't want to hammer the A button because that will, the menu is still active, so you'll hit the continue button and that'll be disastrous for your run. That would involve you going through the forest normally. Now, covering parts of SDG, if I select continue now, it will always take me to the last place the game saved, which was just before the spikes that I accidentally hit before talking to Goatman. Now, if you pause and quit while the main menu's open instead, that will take you to the last place you entered an area. So, which in this case is the border between Pueblucho and the forest, which is here. Now for this we want to go back to the agave fields where we started. Actually, that's something I should cover. Going through platforms. If you buffer a jump, you can make it look like you fall through platforms. It's not frame perfect by any means, but sorry. If you're on your descent towards a platform you know you want to go through, you can just hold down the jump button and you'll go through it every time. And that can speed up some things for you. Now once we are in the agave field, we can pause and quit and walk to the other end of the forest, because that's where our SDG is set. Now for this guy here, what you want to do, because as soon as the cutscene starts, you start that slow run. It's not what you want to do. You want to do a roll jump so you can cut down the amount of running animation, because it is slower. That was a pretty perfect jump. What you want to do is jump around about here, do a roll jump and an uppercut to get on the steps. Didn't quite make it that time. Ideally, you'll make it without breaking the barrels, because that's... You slow down every time you break a barrel or a chest. Now you want to do a roll jump and an uppercut to get this chest. Now as soon as you break this chest, you want to roll to your left, do a roll jump off the very edge of the platform, and then do an uppercut to get back to where you were. That'll save you some time. Do quick short hops here to get up to Combo Chicken's gym and enter. Okay. Just want to do a standard 3-hit combo. Oh, my bad. Now, I'm very unlikely to get this because I've only got one shot at it. But after this combo, if I roll back to Combo Chicken and talk to him as the next part of the sequence starts, I'll actually gain movement and be able to set up for the next sequence. Let's see if I can get it. No. Now I want to be on the right hand side of Poncho here, and if that trick had gone correct, that was what I would have been able to do. For this, you want to do from where you're standing, you want to do a full roll to the right, and when the roll has stopped, you want to jump and turn to the left and do a 3-hit combo. You can do this almost immediately. Now, you want to lock him into the left hand side of you, so getting through the next stage of dialogue is kind of key. So, you're immediately on him for the next combo. Now, just to let you know, if Poncho's getting up and you try and uppercut him or do the luchador lift, he'll go flying. That's not what you want to happen at all. What you can do is do a short punch and then start the combo. It won't break it, but it'll immediately get him to a standing animation if you get through the dialogue a little bit too quick. Jump up here and break this chest. Now, just so you know, I prefer, personally, this is just my decision, not to roll constantly everywhere I go. I prefer to do as many roll jumps as I can, because I know the roll is bufferable, and I'll always 100% of the time maintain rolling momentum in a horizontal way. If I roll like this, you can see there's like a frame where Tostada is in the running animation. You can just see her head popping out of it. Every one of those frames is slower, every single one. So I want to know that I am doing the fastest form of movement I can. The result will be negligible, especially if you can roll perfectly, which I can't. But it's something I prefer to do out of safety more than anything else. Go through this cutscene. When the chicken here, he has an option to peck the floor twice, and each time he does, it's slower. The most optimal thing to happen is for no pecks, but it is just RNG. There's no way of manipulating that we know of at the moment. Okay, as we're going to go past this guy, we're going to roll past him, but as we're intersecting with his sprite, we're going to press the Y button to initiate a conversation and get through it immediately. The conversation would initiate anyway if you went far enough, but that's just a quicker way to get it activated. Now for this here, what we want to do is do an uppercut to the first platform and uppercut to the portal. the way I find to do it is if I get here and do a roll jump, and at the peak of that jump do an uppercut, I should land on that platform perfectly every time. Now, while I'm in the rooster animation, I can buffer a jump and then at the peak of that one do another uppercut. If your jump's perfect, you shouldn't waste any time. But like I was saying before, this is one of my personal preferences. The way I've just shown you there is a very accurate way of getting it. There's very little chance of messing that up. What you can do is you can buffer a roll jump on this platform, but you will go over here and you'll have to change direction mid-air, which I have trouble with personally. See, I can't even do it. That's why I choose the method I've just shown you. There we go. Okay, on to the first arena. Okay, if we quickly pause here while the screen zoomed out. Your first waves will consist of one Alex spawning here and here. I prefer to do things on a certain side, but because this arena is symmetrical, like quite a few of them, you can choose to mirror that, so you can do the same thing I'm doing, just on the opposite side. What I prefer to do is camp here, where this line is for the picture in the background, and face left, so I can just do a standard jump and uppercut into that as soon as it spawns, and then I can two-hit the other Alex wherever he's hopping about around here. What you can do, actually I may die in this arena a few times just to show you different ways of doing it. Hopefully I don't have to go through this text every time. If I do, I'll just edit it out. Okay, I was lucky enough to get into position there to get those two Alexes on the right hand side. There is another way of making certain, but unless you're in position it can be a bit slower. I'll show you that way as well. Oh, that's good. You can roll to the corner and uppercut them on their angle, as it were. Now for this, you want to jump up and uppercut them in as they're coming out of that portal, so you can immediately kill them. I'll do a full take of the arena now, just to show you exactly what it should look like. Maybe not. Okay, let's try that again. This way you don't have to deal with their randomness. With a bit of practice you can time uppercutting out of the arena. So you leave instantly. Not like I did there, that was a bit late. Now, what I prefer to do here is to do roll jump so you hit the ceiling. Again, just to know I've got the most speed. But at this plant here, I like to do a roll jump up that slope and then change direction so I can head into this portal, then another roll jump over it. So it should look like this. You want to go down here to get this chest here. The best way I've found to do this is when you're making your way to the room, at the point of the transition, do a roll jump and then an uppercut, and you should get to the portal almost immediately. And then you want to roll jump through the next portal and do an uppercut to get to the ledge. Now for this, I'm going to jump through the portal, so all my downward momentum is going towards the chest. And I want to start a standard kick around about at this height, so as I'm falling it does break the chest. So I can immediately jump away and get out of the room. Okay, the best way to ascend this section is again at the transition, do a roll jump and get to that platform. You want to jump into the portal so you land on this one. No uppercut required for that jump. And then do a rooster uppercut and get to the top. So it should look like this. Ooh, maybe not. Let's try that again. You want to do a roll jump. You don't want to use any stamina getting this portal up here. You want to do a roll jump off the edge and you should hit it fine. It would probably be faster to do it off the left hand side, but I can't seem to get it. I prefer doing it from the right. Again, that's something that's player preference. I'll actually just show you this at full speed. Now, if you take a close eye on my stamina as I go up this section, you don't need a full stamina square to use a special move. So what I want to do, I should be still for a moment or two while I'm waiting for the second stamina block to start charging. And I want to cut that time down as little as possible. So already while I was in the air preparing my first of 2 rooster uppercuts there, I didn't have enough stamina, but I timed it as such that at the top of that jump I had enough stamina to go forward. That will take practice. This arena is pretty much self-explanatory. You just hit the portals and skeletons melt. Again, using the same technique I did to get the stamina chest. I want to fall and start a standard kick just before I get to the chest, because as I'm falling towards them the kick will break. Now, in the last arena you saw me hit the portal on the way out to change dimensions to the world of the living. And this is because the giant skeleton that's about to spawn at the start of this arena, that's the dimension he's in, and you want to be in the same one. The second you regain movement for this arena, you can do a jump and a rooster uppercut to where he's going to spawn, and it will hit him every time. And as soon as you see the connection, then start 3 hitting and you'll kill him every time before he hits the floor without fail. Now this bit is a bit tricky. We're going to have green skeletons spawning in from either side. The ones spawning on this side will be in the world of the living, and the ones on that side will be in the world of the dead. What we want to do is kill all of the skeletons in one dimension first, and then get all 3 in the other one. So we're not switching as so many times. We only want to switch dimension the once. There is a way of doing this. The plan is to We're going to move away to this side to keep this one still. Hopefully he'll try and attack us. That's brilliant because he won't move then. And as we do, this skeleton should come to around this point. We're going to 3-hit that skeleton to death, and then the next wave will spawn. We're going to roll over to the right to keep those skeletons in the world of the dead still, and like I said, hopefully they attack us. They certainly won't move left while you're in their area. And we're going to do the same again, roll to the left to kill the second one. And the third one should spawn round about here in the world of the living. We want to just do a standard jump and hit in mid-air around about this point in the screen. At this point, if you're in the air, if green skeletons are below you, they will, well, most of the time, they come to just below you and they will all come together, and this will allow you to hit the portal to change dimension and kill them all in one go. But it is RNG, it's not guaranteed by any means. So let's see how this goes. Not at all, but you get the idea. Okay, for this section, what we're going to do is, after we've completed this cutscene, I personally like to roll around out here and do an Olmec's headbutt to break that yellow block. Then I like to do one complete roll. That gives me just enough space to do a roll jump and break the other yellow block at the bottom there. That means I don't have to hit the floor and then jump up to hit it. So, do that. Okay, for some reason I couldn't. Oh my god, but let's try that again. I can fall directly into the path of the store, which we want to buy our third stamina chunk from. Now, there are two ways of completing the run. One way is to buy a stamina delay boost here. That route is pretty much detailed extensively in the written report on speedrun.com. We're gonna do a different one because we're gonna need funds in the desert later, so we're gonna avoid buying that for now. Again, through this door. That's something I didn't mention, by the way. If you roll while going through a door, you'll maintain your roll coming out of it. So, coming through here, we want to jump on the middle ledge as normal and then just do a roll and jump off the edge of it to hit that platform. If we have to use a rooster uppercut in any other way other than to get vertically up faster than we need, whereas we could do it with a standard jump, it is going to be slower. Now for this arena, there's going to be a green skeleton here in the different dimension, so we're going to have to rooster uppercut to get that portal and then kill him. I prefer to kill this one with a 3-hit, and there'll be another portal to get you back to this dimension and kill a skeleton down here. I prefer to headbutt that, but you can headbutt and 3-hit alternating. It does not affect how fast this arena goes. It is just player preference. Okay, now for this arena, I like to stand in this position. There is a text at the top to warn you that you can't dodge fire attacks. I prefer, once I see that spawn at the top of the screen, I prefer to count to 4 and then do a headbutt to kill the first armadillo. I'll do another one because another headbutt because there'll be another armadillo so that it spawns in the same place, and then we're going to roll to the left. 2, 3, 4. We're going to 3-hit this one because we need our stamina. Now what we're going to do here, again this is RNG, but we're going to try for it anyway. There's going to be 2 armadillos that spawn. One will be in the dimension we're in, will spawn here, and one will spawn in the other one. What we're going to try and do, because to kill this one that spawns over here, we're going to have to hit that portal and go all the way over there. We're going to jump to the right here to try and entice him to start an attack. While he's charging that attack up, we're going to headbutt this armadillo and roost it into that portal. So by the time we do that, the armadillo is straight below us and we can just kill it immediately. Okay, I didn't do a rooster uppercut there, but you see how that works. Now again, we're going to do a roll and jump down that platform. You want to roll and jump through these spikes, press and dodge while you're in mid-air, and just roll through the next ones. Let's just go over that again at full speed. Doing the roll jumps here. Okay, just to go over this briefly. You want to get to as high as you can, which is usually around here, on top of the Alebrije, and you want to jump all the way to the right and just do a standard jump. You don't need to do an uppercut, just do a full jump. And at that point you can do a roll jump to here, and from that on, then on you can just buffer your jumps and without rolling just jump up the steps. If you roll you'll hit the walls and you'll lose your speed anyway. You want to do that so you avoid hitting the next step up. Just gonna go through the cutscene. Okay, first of all there's gonna be, well, not first of all, but after this room we're dropping into now, the next room has a very strange optimal strat, but it is very difficult to produce. It's called a buffered double jump. It sort of looks like that. Let me see if I can do it actually. No. That wasn't quite it. There it was. That was a buffered double jump. That's the most optimal way to get through that room. But as you saw there, it's very, very difficult to do. What you can do, which is a lot more consistent, is this technique. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump to this wall and then this one, also changing directions on my D-pad as I go to gain more height. Now as I jump to this wall I'm going to keep holding right and jump left, and I should end up on the left side of this wall, and I should be able to jump. As soon as you do jump, change directions and you should be able to get onto this platform at the top. It should look like that. That's a very easy way of doing it. Ooh. Okay. Again, as you're coming up narrow spaces like this, if you just hit the jump button, if we count the jumps it takes me to get up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you change directions as you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, same amount of jumps, but you do gain more height, so you should be able to get a lot higher out of that. Same with this here. You should be able to do that in 2 jumps, not 3. Now this is where rolling through a platform comes in a little bit handy. We're going to be obviously going at full speed throughout this section to the left, but at this point here, where the big spike is in the background, we're going to do a roll and jump through the floor to maintain our horizontal momentum, and then uppercut to the next platform. Okay, I'm going to do a strat here. It looks very complicated, but it is a lot easier than it looks. There is going to be a fair amount of pausing in this one, so I do apologise in advance. What we want to do is do a roll jump at the screen transition, and our aim is to do a rooster uppercut through this portal, and as soon as we do, we want to hold right to get onto the left side of this wall. Now, once we do so, we can hold right and jump, and we can do that twice, and we should be able to jump from the inside of that wall to the inside of this wall. Once we've done that one, we can just do a full jump to here and jump up as normal. So, with any luck, it should look like this. There is a different strat if you don't fancy going for that one, which I'll cover now. It's just going through the room normally. Now what you can do is you can hold down while against the wall and press jump when you want to jump through a portal. So it should look like this and should be much quicker than just sliding down the wall. Oh, sorry, it's been a while. Okay, now this arena. Now, as we're going to go into a conversation with Shitabe here, there's going to be a yellow skeleton that spawns around here. As soon as you finish with the conversation, you want to get around here and do an uppercut and a headbutt to eliminate the yellow threat immediately. Well, at the same time, an armadillo will be spawning here. It's RNG whether he rolls towards you while you're dealing with the yellow skeleton. If he does, then you can just hit the floor and change directions and headbutt him while he's coming towards you. If not, you can just go towards him and headbutt him to kill him. There we go. Now we've done that, another armadillo should appear here, along with some skeletons. What you want to do is kill the armadillo first, and then deal with all the skeletons from right to left. So an armadillo spawn there, kill this skeleton, another one will be here, you'll kill him, another two over here. Because you're on the right hand side of the screen, those two over here should group up together, and you should be able to kill them in one 3-hit combo. Okay, now this is a little bit tricky. An armadillo is about to spawn here, and shortly afterwards a giant is going to fall from the top. What I want to do is to get over to this point as soon as possible and do a headbutt. Now as soon as that headbutt connects, we want to roll jump to the left and do an uppercut to catch the giant in midair. Should look a little bit like that. Now we just wait here and camp these out and headbutt them. Those two armadillos. We carry on as normal. There's nothing really to be afraid of with this giant if you're fast enough. You should always be able to jump and dodge all of his attacks. So you should never be afraid to jump. I'm going to kill these armadillos here just to show you the optimal strat. What you want, and I'm going to kill the big giant actually. Just in case. Just to show you. Now, as you're jumping up here, you want to do a full jump onto this wall, and then an uppercut. And then immediately jump off to reach the top. And then uppercut here. Now, if you're doing this at a very high speed, you won't have enough stamina to do the rooster uppercut jump you'll need to do to get to this platform, and the next platform above with the stairs. The one up to the stairs you won't have enough for. So, to put a little bit of delay between it, you can make this jump here from that platform, but what we do is we jump up to the top one just to let our stamina recharge a little bit more. So it should look a little bit like this. Oh, maybe not. Oh, I didn't buy stamina delay. That's why this is going a bit wrong. Okay, you want to delay it a little bit more than what I said. That's my bad. I don't often do this route, I do apologise. Now there's no way to get through this part quicker, it's just an auto scroller. What you can do is gain extra combo bonuses, but this is entirely optional. This isn't needed at all. Always choose to jump up on the ledges there. It's much safer than going into the ground. There is a possibility of glitching out on the ground and not being able to move, and that's a massive time loss because you will die. Okay, now, same again here. I don't want to be holding right going down this chute. Holding a direction while you're falling does slow you down. So, it's only frames, but every little helps. You want to press right a little bit as you're falling. I've missed the opportunity for this one. But if you press right a little bit, you should actually be around about here, and this will be the time that I would press attack or to do a normal kick to break both these skeletons. As it so happens, I'm only breaking one today. Now you can see here what I'm going to do. Once the loading screen happens, I'm going to hold the Y button to trigger the next menu. So as soon as I get there, he's asking me where would I like to use his service. We just want to do some roll jumps to get to a specific portal. Pause and quit. I want to roll away and roll towards this Olmec. As you heard then, there is a little bit of a groan when you first roll past an Olmec head, or fly past or walk past. This is a trigger that it's activated, and you can warp to it from other Olmec heads. If you don't do this, you won't be able to warp to them, so it's very important that you trigger them. But if I talk to that armor to move before triggering it, he'd have had a small conversation to me about his brothers, and that's again a time loss. Much quicker to roll away and roll towards him. Okay. I'll break this chest and do an STG. I want to pause it and leave the game in the pause menu. Again, rolling through the door allows you to get a bit of extra distance into this cutscene. Saves a little bit of time. I'll just progress the menu with Y as usual. Now we have to press the A button there to get below the platform. For some reason, dialogue isn't triggering. So we use that to navigate our menus as well. Now for some reason on this SDG, the background menu can sometimes be open. So as I have paused there and pressed up and A, it sometimes can ask you whether are you sure you want to start a new game. If you go through all the menus correctly, well, incorrectly, and accidentally start a new game, it will not only crash, but it will delete your save file as well. So that's something to be aware of. If you see the menu activated in the background, do just tread carefully. One way you can offset this is by hovering over leaderboards in your main menu, so as you press up to go to quit, it will go to options, and it doesn't really matter what you do in that options menu, it won't crash. Now we're going to go to the first boss. Now this boss is a little tricky. The first phase, with practice you can juggle her, but this isn't guaranteed by any means. All you can do is increase your odds of success, but they're never going to be certain, no matter how good you are. Again, we want to say no. What we want to do is we want to jump, well, we want to get to the centre of the room first. Now wherever Shitarabe spawns, we want to jump and uppercut her and do a 3-hit combo. Now depending on how close she is to a wall, we may be able to juggle her. If she's more in the centre, it's quite difficult to do, but it is still possible, but the odds are not good. Okay. Okay, so what I did there was I uppercutted and dodged out of it to hit the floor, and then jumped up to do a 3-hit combo. Now what I wanted to do there, once I got that 3-hit combo, she bounced off my fist and it hit the wall. We had the option to grab at any point, but we want to try and leave it as late as possible. The more hits you get in succession for this boss, the faster she will, the more likely she will teleport. So we want to space them out to get the maximum value out of this juggle. Now, once we got the throw, we threw her straight up. Now, as she lands down, we're going to hit her with a headbutt to send her flying again, and then we're going to repeat the process. Wait, oh no. Okay, we're back with a bit of editing. Okay, hopefully I'll be able to show you a full juggle. But like I said, it's not guaranteed. All you can do is improve your odds. At the end you want to do a rooster uppercut at the end of that 3-hit combo. That will give you immediate kill for her. Anything at that point will kill her, even a luchador lift or a throw. But after a 3-hit combo you're immediately able to go into the rooster, and that's what will kill her faster. Now for this section and the next phase, well, for this section especially, it is just pummel until she stops. You can employ the similar tactics. I was at the right hand side, which is preferable. Now what I want to do is to hit the shield. You're going to spawn into 2 shields here, you're just going to split off. On the left hand side there's going to be a red shield Chitabe, and where I'm standing roughly there's going to be a green shield one. As soon as you hear the sound for a shield generating, you can break it. She is there, although she doesn't appear. So as soon as I hear that sound, I'm going to go into a frog slam, and I want to ideally do it on the right hand side so she bounces towards the left, and that will hopefully pair the 2 up. But again, nothing in these sections are guaranteed. I've got the yellow skeleton, the yellow shield even, and we've killed that one. That was a pretty good fight. Now as soon as we can, after that seizure, we're going to pause and quit and buffer the up button so we leave combo chickens. Just to show that again. I'm going to immediately jump as soon as we hear the sound. We're going to rooster up here, and we're going to frog slam to actually get up to the top. I'm going to dodge cancel out of the frog slam to move onwards. I'm going to break this chest, break the 4 green blocks and pause and quit. This prevents a soft lock later. I want to change dimension, so... Ooh, that was a bit bad. Change dimension so we actually, ironically, don't fall into that cactus arena. And change back so we can hit these armadillos here. Now, what we want to do for this armadillo is we want to do a single punch, then a luchador lift, that's up and X. We want to jump up to meet him and do another 2 punches, and then throw him towards the cactus. Hopefully we'll catch the green one with the throw as well, so he doesn't disturb us. Now for this arena here, on the flat platform to the right of where Tostada is standing, there's going to be a plant that spawns there. You can time it so he spawns the second your frog slam will hit him, and then you can do a Olmec headbutt as soon as that connects to kill him. Ooh. I'm not going to do an Olmec headbutt there to save stamina. I'm going to go to the middle here to try and hit both of these with the same frog slam, and then kill the green skeletons. Sorry, that wasn't too much in detail. break these as fast as possible and wait here. Now you'll note that you only have to wait for about 1.5 stamina bars to recharge before you actually unleash a frog slam. You'll still have enough stamina to get through all 3. I know it sounds weird, but if you look, you'll just have enough. You want to break that red block and dodge out of it immediately. You don't want to send that green skeleton vertically upwards. It's hard enough to hit with a frog slam as it is, so you want him to hit the floor before you frog slam him. And roll jump into it and finish him off with another 2 hits. You want to wait on the edge of the rocks here, so your back foot's just on the rocks, and when you see the red skeleton spawn, you can just immediately go up and hit him and get this. Get that red block there and kill the yellow skeleton. That was a bit unoptimal, but you can watch speedruns to see how that yellow skeleton beats a bit faster. Okay, for this arena, there is a video on it which there'll be a link in the description below for, of how to do it a bit more optimally, but it is pretty much exactly what you see. There's going to be a conquistador skeleton that spawns here with a red shield. We're going to red shield him in 3-hit combo, and we want to go back to here. Now, a small part of RNG, as we go back to here, there'll be 2 green skeletons that spawn with red shields. We want them to come together so we can hit them both with 1 rooster uppercut to conserve stamina, and then we want to kill them in mid-air. If they don't come together, you can do a 3-hit combo to knock them to the left, and they will group together in the corner quite nicely. And the second they have been killed, we want to do a rooster uppercut up here to to knock a chupacabra down to the platform. Then we can jump up and headbutt him to break his yellow shield, and it should end up down here. 1 punch from that point will kill him, and then it's just doing the cleanup of the 2 green shielded green skeletons. We can, while we've got no stamina left, which we won't have, we can 3-hit them towards this area where a red shielded conquistador will appear, and we can hopefully group them together to kill all 3. Nice. Now here's a bit of a strange trick. This is the reason why we conserved our money before. We're gonna warp to just after the cacti arena, or where we skip the cacti arena. And to do this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the cutscene here, where it shows backstory, and on our way out, as the loading bar's moving, we're going to hold the special button, the B button, to buffer a headbutt, and that should warp us out of this place. Go through the dialogue. As you can see on the map, we're not actually over there where we once were. We've actually been warped all the way over here. This is because when the flashback happens, you actually start at the start you actually are at the start of the desert, and when it cuts back to Juan, Kalaka and Shitabai, it warps you to that location. But buffering the special button allows you to break that warp, and it puts you here. So what we're going to do is move to the left. We're not going to jump, we're just going to move to the left to regain the camera position, and then we're going to walk right. If we jump on anywhere to the left of this platform here, we'll trigger the arena, and that's not what we want. Now what we want to do here is we want to walk between that little cactus there and that cactus there in the background. Want to keep on moving from right to left, left to right, to hopefully bring a cactus that's standing on a ledge down so we can jump over it, because at the moment we can't. So this is what that should look like. This is very dangerous because these can kill you, so I'm just going to get them out of the way for now. Obviously in a speedrun you wouldn't do this. And he's down. That was very quick. This is it's very uncertain that that will happen, because it's RNG based. He moves when he's aiming for a throw. I should actually explain what I did there. When he's aiming for a throw. And he's not always guaranteed to do that. If you're moving out of his range when he's aiming for you, he'll move to go into your range. But that's it's heavily RNG based and it's not guaranteed to work. Let me just regain my health here just in case. Okay, now for this we want to jump over this section here and hit it on the left hand side so we bounce onto the platform. As soon as we've done that correctly, we want to hold left to go through these spikes here and land on this one. It saves us having to do any technical jumping. Now what we can do here is we can jump to this platform and straight above. We don't need to worry about money here at all. We have plenty of it. I'm just getting through this maze now. It's a good pattern. Also be sure to change to the world you live in, so this cutscene will trigger automatically when you enter this location, because that's the next place we want to go. Now we're going to try for a trick here. If I don't get it, I'll just link a video in the description. But the explanation is, if you can do everything that this tutorial demands, which is just changing from chicken to human form, and trigger his when you move out of range, he calls you back and says, whoa, hang on, where are you going? If you can trigger that as you've completed the task, you'll get a skip where he will not stop you going to the right here. My way of trying to do that is to just swap up, and I didn't get it. So we're going to have to do the backup strat here, which is trigger this save point in chicken form and drop down, do an SDG and hit continue. That'll take us to the last save point we were at, and we can go into El Infierno. This is pretty simple. At the moment, going here holds no value. So what we want to do is we want to go into room number 3, and that when we leave that room, it'll give us abilities based on the objective we have. But unfortunately, the objective we have all the abilities that get us up to that point. So we actually want to move our objective to much later in the game. But we can do this by going to Sierra, and we can achieve that by doing swap hopping, which is that I just showed you there. There is a video tutorial of how to do this, which will be linked in the description as well. but you can do this to effectively give you another double jump, or to infinitely jump wherever you want. It's a difficult trick, especially difficult to do to gain vertical height, but invaluable to this speedrun. Now we want to change costumes. It's not a necessity we need to do that here. We do have an opportunity to do it in Sierra as well, which is the place we're going to next. Before we'll actually need infinite stamina. It's just my preference to do it there. You can even do it in the desert once you've walked back there. So, it's not important. Again, holding the directions as I change jumps to save me having to do a rooster uppercut there. Go through the door, as soon as you come out, pause and quit. And we'll have all the abilities that the game thinks we should have to get us to Sierra, which include goat climb and dash and derp derp. Jump up here, do a one swap up and quickly change back to get to the top platform, and then just continue as chicken until you get to here. Now, this is going to utilise a lot of cancelling of specials. As you can see, if I just do a normal rooster uppercut here, the animation's actually quite long, but I can cancel it at any point, even before it even hits. So what I want to do is use it to get above these platforms so I've landed on them, and then I'm going to use my right stick to dodge in the direction I want to go for the next platform, and continue to do so. Some platforms are harder to reach than others, so it requires a frog slam to actually land on them, but if done quickly it looks quite good and it is fast. So now let's just back up a sec. And what we want to do, I just glossed over it then, my apologies. We want to get to the edge of this platform or near enough and do a dash and derp derp and a rooster uppercut to get here. For some reason this cutscene doesn't trigger, and we can change into chicken form quite happily and just walk past him. And we want to swap up to this platform here and swap up upwards. I want to go over this statue. This skips 2 arenas, so it's very optimal to do. You can also change costumes here and swap up those platforms that I've just been roostering up, but obviously the roostering is a bit faster in that circumstance. Dodging earlier, that was my mistake. Okay, what we can do from when we hit here, we can change into chicken form and just jump through the first one. As we walk off this platform here, we can hold jump and then start swap hopping. Badly, apparently. Okay. This is the main reason we need the skeleton costume. Just to get through those blocks. To get hit by that skeleton. Okay, I'm going to show something now that's a bit strange. Because we haven't got double jump, we're not able to jump out of a goat climb. But a weird property, if I just do a normal goat climb up to the top of here, you can see how much height I gain. I end up going to around about this section here, where the corner of that square is pointing. But if I hold jump the entire time and don't let go, I'll gain a massive amount of height, and this will allow us to swap off to the next room a bit easier, because we want to get a chest and Super Mountain. Also what you can do is you can not press jump until the very last second, and you'll still gain that height. But be aware that it can go wrong, and you could end up goat climbing backwards down the wall if it goes wrong. I want to swap up here. That was a bit unfortunate, but it does give me an opportunity to show backup strat. Let me die, apparently. Okay, we're going to edit back to Chupa Mountain. Okay, and we're back. Okay, now, as you saw there, sorry, it was a bit quiet. I'm going to kill these cheaper Cabras. Survive. No, cool. I'm going to kill these just to show. Okay, that's them dealt with. Now, if you fall through swap hopping, as long as you get the chest at the top, that's fine. But if you fall for whatever reason, you can make it up pretty fast in chicken form. Okay, just by going up these platforms here. Now this platform you can't make as a chicken, so what you can do is you can jump so you're just below that platform, and if you do a swap hop without holding the direction, you'll just swap hop vertically upwards onto it. That wasn't smart, so we'll try that again. Like that. And we can just jump up here and do swap up each when I'm not messing it up. Okay, now we can go and get goat fly, but with optimal swap hopping, it's actually 4 seconds faster to miss it out. So I'll just show you the route to go without getting goat fly. The reason why it's optimal is you need to swap hop and gain as much vertical height as possible, but not too much. As you saw there, you hit the ceiling, you will get walked back to the last place you stand. Same as if you fall. That wasn't intentional, but I made it sound that way. You're getting quite a bit of vertical momentum, so you can get up top here. And the second you can, try and swap hop vertically upwards. To make this worth any time, worthy time doing it, you need to have perfect vertical swap hopping. Otherwise it's not worth it at all. Whoa. Apologies, my arm's starting to ache. I'm not used to doing this many swap hops. Alright. Well, at least that's the end of vertical swap hopping. We can do this at a leisurely pace. Don't need to gain height for this. Although it is advisable to gain some height, because if you fall, you've got more time to recover. Want to do some cancelled dash and def up here, and then change back to Albury Hay costume. Okay, this is the second to last boss Permaman. Once you get past this cat statue here in the background, the tall one, you want to change him before then, and start buffering rolls into his arena so you get close to him. This allows you to get the first hit in, but it is pretty much random what shield he generates. You can generate shields colouring red, yellow and blue. I prefer to spam just a standard headbutt and hope he has a yellow shield, simply because it does the most damage. And if it hits, which more often than not it does, it'll knock him into the air and give you time to prepare for what shield he actually has if you're wrong. Spam the B button. Gives me time to prepare. Now for this fight, when Jaguar's health gets to around about there, he will immediately spawn a shield, even if you have been keeping up with his combo. So you want to bear that in mind and retain at least one stamina throughout the whole of the fight, because with this costume his health goes down pretty quick. But the best way to get his health down is to spam 3-hit combos and roll with him at all times. If you see him doing his unblockable attacks like Flame Pillar or the charge, you can just dash and derp away from them and hit them on your way out. So yeah, that hurts him and you stay safe. Oh, that was a bit unfair. Oh, I thought that they should have hit. Okay, we got that fight down. It was a little sloppy, that's far from the best fight ever, but you get the idea. You try and stick to him like glue and do 3-hit combos. I want to change into chicken form as soon as. We want to walk under this platform. As you can see, the save doesn't actually trigger. If we jump, it will, and that'll mess up the Grand Temple skip. So we want to walk underneath it and swap up into the clouds and listen for that Olmec groan, and then we want to swap up to the Grand Temple. As I said before, we didn't actually need money. We had a lot of money doing this route, so I do actually have enough to buy stamina delay in the temple instead of respawn boost. It doesn't matter what you buy in the temple, as long as you buy something to get the glitch. Walk in as a chicken. Go to it. And pause and quit. Do an SDG continue there and bang, we're at the end. Now we just jump up here above that slope. We'll do the final boss as usual. There's no other special tricks here. It is pretty much you see it as it happens, not doing anything difficult to explain. What we'll want to do is immediately roll into the left corner there and change into a human, obviously. Want to keep on rolling there, but we want to roll as soon as we see him spawn. That'll give us an opportunity to change dimension if need be, if he's in a different dimension, and break his shield. Once we've broken his shield, we want to maybe hit him with a second special depending on what the colour was, or just do a 3-hit combo. It really depends on what the colour is of the shield. Ooh. That was pretty bad. Okay, again, while that loading bar was moving, I had enough time to buffer a roll so I could get into Kalaka's hitbox immediately. If we're lucky, I like to spam dash and derp here, because it's the quickest attack. And break a blue shield, but he gave us green at that point. But he has given us great RNG. You can just roll through those fireballs and hit him in between like you've just seen. That's the best attack he can do because you can get so much damage onto him. It's even possible if he outright does that attack, you can kill him before he launches another one. But because I tried to go for a blue shield when it wasn't there, that cost me a bit of time. And also green shield's the slowest one to actually break next to a white shield, because you have to do some movement before you can break it. Okay, so that's the tutorial down. Thanks very much for watching. Any comments, leave them in the description down below, and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.